Okay. Ohayo gozaimasu. My good people, minasan, so good to see you. It's been a long week, right? And first off, we started off with the struggle of being in the moment. How I was just, struggling of being in the moment with God and doing the things that He's called me to do. And because I am a human and I'm not omnipresent like God is. And the only thing I can base my experiences, my knowledge, the person I am becoming or who I am, is only based on the things I've already experienced, which is in the past. So being in the now is kind of hard because the things that changes me in the now, is being, it's coming up against the things that I already know. Because I tend to fall back on the things that I know because that's all I know. So learning stuff new requires you to pretty much surrender and put your trust in God, trust in the process. The next thing was crossing that invisible bridge. And the invisible bridge is getting from who you are now, in the now, to over there to where you want to be or where God is taking you. And you can't see where you're going because it's never been done before in your life. All you know is what you've already seen, which is in the past. So, struggling with being in and out. So, I was thinking, I wasn't complaining, but I was just like, God, I noticed something. The more I try to change, the more I change, the more I stay the same. Put an example, I was thinking about this. I remember I said, I'm so tired of being broke. I'm about to make $1 million. And this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna save, I'm gonna put this away, every check, and I'm gonna just save and save and save. My goal right now is just to take the first baby step, have $1,000 in the bank. $1,000. Ooh-wee, $1,000. And as soon as I hit the $1,000, as soon as I had it in the bank, I'm like, man, I did it. Now I can just maintain it. As soon as I did that, bank problems started to happen. And it wasn't like nothing my fault. Like, I'm just saying, like, say your car break down, not your fault. Or scheduled maintenance comes up just in time. Just like, for your birthday, you get your birthday money and you're like, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that, I'm about to do this. And you look down, you need an oil change, you need a tire rotation. There's a nail in your tire or something like that. Not your fault, but life's like, let me help you out a little bit. And the more you try to change, the more things stay the same. Like, I maintain under 1,000, which I was trying to be above it. And every time I got a little bit, I put it in the bank. I'm like, I did it. Something else happened. Charity happened, or somebody's birthday, and you want to bless somebody on their birthday. And the more you tried to change things, the more it stayed the same. And I usually talk about this under training. This is why you train. This is why we do CPR and things like that. Because you want to put this stuff in you. So you want to change. You want to put those things in you. So when let me stop right there. what needs to happen is this is really about change versus development. We want to change, but we don't want to develop ourselves. Okay? I wanted to be financially stable. I want to change. And I set out to change. But I kept getting knocked down because I wasn't developed. Now, if I had developed, you know what? Developing is this. Like, you taking those baby steps. Okay, you got 1,000 in the bank, but you also putting this aside for rainy day, for tires. You know, you putting these little things aside, and you've developed yourself. So when something happens, not that big of a deal. To a changed person, somebody says, you know what, I'm gonna lose weight. So you know what, I'm not gonna eat. The reason I'm gaining so much weight is because I'm eating. So I'm not gonna eat. And you know, first 2 or 3 days, you lose that weight. But as soon as you put something in your mouth, it comes back and then some. It brings 7 more friends with it, you know, 7 more pounds. And that's because you haven't developed. And this is the process. This is where God has taken us, the development stage. When you develop, say in that same instance, you're eating less. Like I've been trying to get into the habit. If you sat with me while we were out, you see that I try to cut the stuff in half and I take it home. I try to take it home and not eat that whole thing. And I've noticed I got so much more at home. I got leftovers. I haven't had to cook. I got leftovers to choose from because I've taken meals, which, you know, American meals are huge because they're trying to feed you, give you your money's worth. And taking half will fill you. You know, you might not be like stuffed, but you're full. And seeing that all these half meals, which are pretty much full meals, like I went to Olive Garden, I got chicken parmesan. It comes with spaghetti and 2 whole chicken patties. So I cut the spaghetti in half and took 1 patty, put that in a box and took it home. And now that was sitting in the refrigerator for later. And I was full because if you looked at the lunch portion is, I mean, the dinner portion is just twice of the lunch portion. And the lunch portion, I'm full. So I'm trying to develop myself to not eat so much, to save, and that way, when I exercise and things, I'm not depriving myself. So when mishap happens or I put something in my mouth, I don't revert back to I gotta eat it all. Okay? And that's where that changes. We tell God, hey, I want this to happen. So God starts to take us through these processes which develop us. But we don't want to do that. I know I don't want to do that. That's painful. I just want to change and be done with it. You know, just like the person, I haven't smoked, but a person that smokes, they get addicted to it and say, I quit, push it away. And then, you know, you get around your other friends that have been smoking and it's like, what's wrong with you? Here, just take 1. I can do 1. And next thing you know, you're back to the whole packs. It's the development process. So when you're looking at the things that's going on with you, what you want to see is really that development process is happening, which is that little by little. But really, when I'm thinking about it, here's the bottom line, right? It's the surrendering to be developed. You have to free yourself to be changed. You have to free yourself to want to be developed. What we want to do is hold on to where we are and what we have. You know, this is where that conflict comes in. Or small addictions come in, we want to hold on to what we like that makes us feel good. Even if it's not good for us, we want to hold on to it. And the more we try to change but hold on to it, when something happens, we fall back into, well, this was always here. This is what I'm used to. I'm good with this. And that's not good. So take that into consideration as you're trying to change. Look at how you're being developed. Because a lot of times we skip that process. That's the painful part, little by little. So when mishap happens, we fall back on what we've been trained to do. What I was saying about the CPR. If you just don't practice and somebody asks, when you need it, you won't have it. It's better, and this is cliche, it's better to have something and not need it than to need it and not have it. So remember that. You guys have an awesome, awesome day, and I love you very much.